Hello. Hey. Bye, guys. Stay in school. Actually, don't. Drop out. It's a waste of time. Is that not the right thing to say to a bus full of kids? He's like, oh, the market's getting crashed. Why? We us buyers agents. He thinks every time we come here, he wants to jump in the pool. That's right out of the Robert Kiyosaki playbook. Is he limping? You can fart as loud as you want. No one's gonna say nothing. Back from BM. Big mistake. Just kidding. It was awesome, but it was cool to like jump in and just do something that I thought was gonna be fun for the community, to just like give a bunch of stuff back. So we got this Privy Masterclass that's on the YouTube channel right now. You can watch if you're a user of Privy, or if you were a user of Privy's and you canceled or whatever, you didn't know all the features of it, I would watch that masterclass. We kind of go in and unpack how you can use it for acquisitions, and then underwriting, and then finding buyers, a whole thing. Corianne talked to agents. It was like, I think like probably start to finish the most comprehensive but fast breakdown of what you could really do in that platform, and it's like 4 hours long. I said fast, right? 4 hours is fast in the grand scheme of it, so check it out. We're gearing up for Squad Up Summit 2025. It's gonna be in Dallas, Texas, towards the end of March. So stay tuned for more details about that. I'm excited for what that's all gonna be about. But I'm really just kind of enjoying being back, even though I'm back on a plane today, going to Clever Summit. Happy to be back in like regularly scheduled programming, you know? Got an event to speak at, be gone for the weekend, back next week.
What event?
Clever Summit.
What's that about?
You know, that's Cody's like every few years massive real estate party that he throws. So Cody Sperber, if you're not aware of him, he's like an OG in the space of real estate education. He actually is credited with teaching the two business partners of mine, Josiah Grimes and Hunter Runyon, wholesaling. And so, I mean, he's been around a long time. I kind of wish I had a Cody Sperber in my life early on, because he had already figured out the game while I was like, you know, just trying to put the pieces together. So we're gonna go celebrate Cody. He says he's retiring. He said that last time. In a couple of years when he does this again, it's gonna be his third retirement party. So I just laugh now, and it's just like, how many times can you retire, dog? But okay, we're going to Cody's second retirement.
Let's go.
That's gonna be a good one. But he's got like, he always does over the top stuff. So I don't know, he's probably into this thing already for a couple $1 million. He's gonna have Sick Ick DJing the party, Rick Ross performing. Hello. Hey. Bye, guys. Stay in school. Actually, don't. Drop out. It's a waste of time. Thank you. Is that not the right thing to say to a bus full of kids? What I'm really excited about is the things Rahima and I have coming down the pipe. So you guys probably have been seeing the co-living content that we've been putting out, and I'm really bullish on it. I feel that, you know, looking at, dude, you're embarrassing me. Stop walking like that. I know you got to take a shit. Just get it out. Like, look at him. Look at this guy. He's like, he did I got to take the shit walk for like, I don't know, a couple minutes there.
Do you have those prom things?
Yeah. I don't like using them because it feels like abuse to me, you know?
Yeah,
but he's abusing me right now.
Fatherly love.
You're abusive, Henry. You abusive child. Now I'm picking up your waste. Here, I want your guys' opinions. If your dog shits on an unlandscaped lawn, do you need to pick it up?
Like overgrown grass?
Yeah, like overgrown grass. Like they don't do nothing there. It's just like,
If it's
it's just wildness.
yeah,
It's like hay.
yeah. If it's me and it's like public land,
Yeah,
or public sidewalk,
you pick it up.
let it rip.
You let it rip.
Private, I'd pick it up.
Still pick it up. So yeah, so if it's someone's front yard, but it's like, you know, a forest, you're still picking it up.
Yep.
You guys let me know in the comments what you would do.
What about the shopping cart thing? Do you put the shopping cart back when we do? Have you heard of that test? The test.
I do actually put them, I do put them back all the time. How come? What's the test?
Well, it's just that you get no benefit from doing it. It's just you know that it's the right thing to do, and it'll take a short period of time. But if you consistently are doing that, then you're a good human.
Ah,
That's the shopping cart test.
yeah. For the reason I do it, I think about the dude whose job it is.
Yeah.
I'm like, that person has the harder job at Target or whatever, Walmart or wherever you're doing that buggy shopping, and I just feel like it's a nice thing to do for them. Now, on the flip side of that, if I'm that person, maybe I do want the carts to be all over the place, because it just lets me walk a little longer, a little slower. Like if I'm that guy or that lady, would I be like, no, go put that thing on the other corner of the parking lot. That's gonna burn 30 minutes of my day. So I don't know. Now, I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. If you've ever done that job, also let me know your perspective in the chat, because I wanna know what's the kinder thing to do. Should I just go run that thing to the other end of the parking lot for you so you have a afternoon walk?
Nice little break.
You have a little breaky poo there? But yeah, back to the community Rahima and I are gonna be constructing here in the near future on co-living. We have, I think, 11 projects on the go right now, which is, for a ramp up in a couple of months, crazy to me. But there's just no denying the fact that there's no returns that I've seen out there quite like the co-living model. Now, I'm not talking about, you know, buying them creative and doing co-living, which you can absolutely do. My model's a little different. The way that I approach it is, you know, really getting these things at a good cash price, putting some renovation into them, forcing appreciation, leasing them up, and then refinancing all of your money out. I have personally seen now that you can create infinite returns, and I mean, like, I'm making $2,500 a month on a few properties right now in perpetuity that have no cash in them, like nothing. I pulled all my money out. And my thought process is, if you need 10 grand a month to retire, or even 20 grand a month to retire, that means you got to do what? 5 of these? What's up, brother? You got to do like 5, 10 of these things, and you can retire? Like, that to me doesn't seem like a massive mountain to climb. And if you chop it down into like individual things, you can do a project like this every 6 to 8 months. If you're, you know, moving slow, like, well, 6 months you can do it quick. It's quick. 8 months is medium. But let's just say you're slow and you take a year. All right, if you took it 1 year to do one project, you just took your time. Hey, you just took your time. What's the obsession with other dogs' poo, too? Why do you guys want to smell it? Are you trying to see what they had for lunch or dinner or breakfast or something? It's gross. If you did one at a time, did one a year, and say you needed 5 of those to make 10 grand a month, you could, like, seriously take your 401k or whatever retirement plan you've got that has cash trapped in it, do one of these projects slowly a year, create for yourself a $2,000 or $2,500 a month positive cash flow situation, and then just do that year after year after year. And this actually cash flows in high interest rate environments, right? So like the litmus test for me on any type of real estate deal is, does this work in different times? Like the Burr method on just standard long-term rentals, it fell on its ass when the interest rates started spiking. That's when people were like, oh, I got to get sub 2 that have a 2, 3, 4% mortgage, because why would you want to go get a 6 or a 7 or an 8% rate? So the Burr model for a standard long-term rental play, it died. It died when the rates went to 7, 8%. This didn't. This actually, my rate on some of those deals is like low 7s. Like I'm in a low 7 mortgage and I'm still cash flowing over $2,000 a month. That's nutty to me. So what happens now when the rates are starting to fall and I continue doing this, I've got 4 ways I'm getting paid on the deal. First way is I'm getting depreciation on the asset, so I save money on my taxes right out the gate. The second way that I'm getting paid on it is, now this doesn't happen all the time, but if you buy really well, which I do as a wholesaler, and having access to deals like this all over the country, once I force appreciation and do the remodel, it'll appraise and I can pull out more money than I actually have trapped in the house. So let's just say I got 70, 80 grand in the house to do the acquisition and to do the construction. Like on the refi, I pull out 100. So now I've got an additional $20,000 to the cash that I've put in. Now that money is tax-free because it's a loan, which again, that's right out of the Robert Kiyosaki playbook. I get that money tax-free, but I still have equity in the house. So the second way I got paid was pulling out cash on the refi. Third way that I get paid is the fact that I have equity in that house, like usually 25% equity in the house from the forced appreciation of the remodel and the lease up. So that's like money I get to make once I sell this place. And then the fourth way that I make money is the cash flow, which I have, like $2,500 a month in positive cash flow. So I don't know lots of real estate deals that pay you that many times, but co-living, it's the wave. And if you look at how people have been living across the world, like this is a model that's been tried, tested, and true. I've been talking to my parents about it, and I came to find out that when my parents moved from East Africa to London, England, where my sister was born, they lived in co-living houses. And that's how they made friends and connections, because they were like new immigrants in the country that they didn't know anybody. And funny enough, one of the things Rahima and I have noticed about the people that are living in these co-living environments is that there are some commonalities between them. When you're needing to live in a weekly rental, right? When your life has gotten to a place where you're living in a car, or you're couch surfing, and maybe you don't want to couch surf anymore, so you're living in your car, or maybe you're like borderline homeless. When you're in that spot, a lot of times what happens is people disconnect from their support structures out of shame. They're like, I don't want to call mom, I don't want to call my friends, I don't want to get help. And so they disconnect from people and they get lonely, right? There's an epidemic of loneliness in this country, and I think it's a real thing. People are lonely. And we've seen in these co-living environments, you come in after a week of people acclimating to one another. It was so cool. Like one of these houses has 5 different people living in it. It's 5 dudes. We walked in and one of the guys was cooking. Another person was doing dishes. Someone was cutting stuff up like veggies. Somebody was cleaning around in the living room area. And another guy was just sitting there on his laptop doing some work, and they were all laughing, having a good time. And it's like, these people a week ago were alone. They were lonely. They didn't have a friend. They didn't have anybody that they could talk to about their current situation. And it's something that I think people gravitate to people with a shared experience. And so when you're in an environment or a situation in life where you're like just barely making it and you are living in a weekly rental, well, what's up?
So I want to take a break right here.
Is he limping? Sometimes he plays that little game because he's got a little burr in his paw.
Yeah.
He's just chilling.
How do you find a co-living deal?
Well, the co-living deals that we've been buying right now, we've been just getting directly from Keegley. So we get them from Keegley or Natalie. My ex has been killing it on her wholesaling journey. She's sold us a few already, which shout out to her. Pretty great. Really, really grateful for all the work she's doing because we're helping us fill our pipeline. And so yeah, wholesalers, number one. Number two, find them yourself. You can, do what we do, which is agent outreach. Talk to agents, tell them what your plan is. There's a specific type of environment and neighborhood that you really thrive on these deals. And that's something Rahima and I will be talking about in our new course and community that we're going to put together, where we'll show you specifically how to target the right area, how to get these things at the right prices, what that little ratio to acquisition to ARV needs to be in order to get a refi where all of your money plus some comes out. So we're really going to show the infinite return model, and then how to kind of bypass having to go to pad split or one of these large scale property management companies that really don't do a lot of management. No shade on pad split, but we're actually moving away from their management because they're really only doing the lease up. And then we have to deal with the constant repairs, requests, the property management, and it can become a little bit arduous because it's a lot of people, right? So people are going to be hitting you up saying, hey, this thing's broken, or hey, I need a new remote, or hey, so-and-so in room number 6 hasn't showered in a week. Can you say something to them? Like, there's all these different things that are going on, and we aren't getting the kind of management support from just a leasing up company. So we're kind of taking that into our own hands right now. So we've identified great places to go and find the tenant. And these tenants in the areas we're finding them at, they're staying long term. These guys don't want to leave. They're like, they would be happy to be in there a year longer. Their whole goal is saving up some cash so that they can have first and last month's rent and security deposits so they can get into a home that's more of a permanent situation, but it's going to take them some time to get there. So we're compiling all of the information on where we're doing our marketing for our lease ups, how we're managing repairs and other requests, and also putting together our own property management company that's going to be full service, that hopefully will be nationwide in short order. So keep your eyes peeled for that. If you guys want more info, drop a comment here and we'll reach out to you and just put you on our email list so that you can be kept abreast of developments that we're making as we do them. And we're also going to be sharing our case studies of projects we're in so that you can see how repeatable this is and how actually like really simple the model is. But there's some tricks to it that we learned from just getting it wrong a few times, and now we've got this thing humming along and we got people really happy. So I'm excited about that. My tax deeds and the tax liens that I've been buying are smashing. I'm wholesaling these tax deeds fast. So if you're not aware, there's a really, really, really great way to invest in real estate with small amounts of money. So when, let's just say for instance, this guy right here hasn't paid his property taxes, what ends up happening is the county will sell that debt to an investor like me. They'll say, all right, so-and-so hasn't paid their property taxes. We need the money right now. We can't wait. So we'll guarantee you anywhere from 16 to like 20% interest if you pay his property taxes for him. And here's the two scenarios that happen. The worst case scenario is he goes to the county and pays his property taxes, but they tack on a fee of 16 to 20% for me. So my return is like 16 to 20%, which again, I don't get returns like that in the world in investments. They just don't exist. But this is county backed and it's secured against the real estate. The best case scenario is this guy never pays his property taxes. And after a certain amount of time, guess what I get to do? Take the house, foreclose for the property taxes. Now I know that's aggressive and you might be watching this saying, holy man, I didn't know Jamil was like that. Well guys, that's just the game. That's like how it works. There have been people buying tax liens and foreclosing on properties because of the tax lien debt for as long as that program has been available. And so I'm just using the rules and the law to my advantage. I'm either getting a 16% interest rate or I'm getting a house for just the taxes on the property. So that's dope. Now, that actually requires some research. It requires a lot more specificity than even a co-living house or wholesaling. So I'm gonna walk you guys through how I learned how to buy tax deeds, tax liens, and I've got a whole program that's coming out where we talk about this. And this is for anybody who's got like, Jamil, I got like 300 bucks. I want to invest in real estate. Okay? You can do that on a tax lien. 300 bucks. You can go buy a tax lien, get 16 to 20% on the money, and wait it out. They don't pay the taxes off by a specified amount of time. You pop the foreclosure button, and he just bought a house for 300 bucks. That is nut bars to me. So we'll be going through that, teaching you guys a strategy that I was unfamiliar with. I actually had to learn it. And now that I have it in my toolbox, I'm sharing it with you guys. So that's coming around the corner here. I got a couple really exciting things with the co-living, the tax liens, being able to work more closely with my sister. And outside of that, Keegley, we're still wholesaling buku deals, enjoying that, doing some meetups with some of my franchises. I just did one in Los Angeles. It was a big success. I'll be going down to Atlanta for another. And hopefully, I'll be visiting some more of our franchise locations across the country. If you're interested in becoming a Keegley franchise, also email me directly at jamildamji@gmail.com. And please don't take that email address and be like, hey, you gave your email address out? And I know you wanted me to email you about franchises, but really what I really want is if you can comp this house for me, because that's just, you know, cheating the rules. You can do that on Straight Outta Compton, because that's the place to do that. I love you all, but it's like I'm moving in the day. So that's why I carve out these times in my life to be able to just give back and help out. Outside of that, Henry, as you can see, is growing. He's a big horse dog, and enjoying every minute I get with him. Super fun guy. Loving my house, enjoying my, you know, it was like one of those things when I first became single and I was in my home, I can identify with like the loneliness thing, you know, because I was like, oh, it sucks. But as more time has passed, not saying that being, you know, with my wife wasn't amazing, it was. She's an incredible human, but I'm enjoying the like opportunity to just get to know myself more and kind of live my own thing, you know. If you've been in a relationship for a long time and then you're on your own for a minute, there's something really fun about it. You can fart as loud as you want, no one's gonna say nothing. Walk around your house super naked, sing, Nobody's gonna say, shut up, Jamil, shut up. Stop it. Why is that song on repeat? No one's talking shit. You're just doing your thing. So, loving that. Enjoying spending time with my kid in Canada. I'm heading back there towards the end of September. My brother-in-law, shout out to him, Roland, is turning 60. If you guys would see him, you'd be like, man, this guy can't be a day older than like 50. So he's got a 60th birthday coming around the corner here. I'm gonna be enjoying hanging out with Nat and her family. We're all a big happy family, and we always will be. So doing that, and just spending another couple weeks with my daughter out in Canada, enjoying my morning walks out there, enjoying my morning walks out here. The only thing that I regret is not owning a plane. Because if I had a plane, I could take Henry with me everywhere I go. But unfortunately, I don't think he would do well in a crate under the plane, traveling as much as I do. And for his sake, instead of forcing him to come around the country with me or come around to different countries with me, I just have these babysitters that come and their full-time job is to just entertain the dog, which I think is a pretty cool thing. They get to live in my house, and their job is to entertain the dog. That's it. Pretty cool job. Otherwise, just pushing, interested in hearing what you guys have been working on. So if you're wholesaling out there, let me know about it. What kind of things could I do to help you in your wholesale journey? I feel like I provide as much as I can in that space. And if you're interested in learning more about the co-living stuff, or the tax deeds and the tax liens as a really like for real entry-level way to get into real estate and to actually have an asset. Because like I think some people are like, well, I want to get into real estate, but when I'm a wholesaler, I don't really own anything. I'm just flipping contracts, which is the case. And that's like, you know, if I look back at my career, 7,000 plus wholesale homes sold, bought and sold, like I don't got a lot other than like cash, cars, and my, you know, assets and stuff. I don't have like much else to show for it. I've wholesaled everything almost, which is, you know, I kind of regret now.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I love wholesaling because it brings in a lot of money, but you know, if I had kept most of those houses, how rich I'd be, bro. Like.
Yeah, but it's cash now versus cash later.
Yeah, and I can't deny the fact that cash now has always been the way that Jamil's brain is wired, right? Like, take it. 10 grand right now, take it. 15 grand right now, take it. And it's like, you know, it could have been hundreds of millions of dollars probably by this point if I had just kept it all. But anyhow, that's why I think keeping some more houses is the way to go. Actually owning some cash flowing assets like tax liens, owning co-living homes, really taking control of my tax liability, because the IRS has been, you know, the IRS has been sleeping in my bed and they're not even putting out. Like, for real. They take so much money from me every single year and I ain't even got a hand job. Cheeky.
So what do you think about the state of the market and why?
I think the market is in a really interesting place right now because we have interest rates starting to decline. We have pent-up buyer demand. We still have tremendously low inventory, and that's just going to do one thing. High demand, low inventory. If you're at all a student of economics, that tells you prices is going up. And there's that tight pant guy that I was talking to on social media last month. People were like, oh, Jamil, why you gotta be on, man? And he's like, oh, the market's gonna crash. Why, we us buyers agents. Anyways, that's what he sounded like to me. And guess what? He was wrong. Market didn't crash. Market didn't crash at all. At all. It's just gotten hotter. So I think the market's going to continue to do what it does. Right now we're in an election, like really close to the election, 50 something days away, which is really damn close. And they're still selling homes. Like I remember in 2020, I remember in 2016, every time you walk up on an election, wholesale activity starts to really get quiet. Now, there are definitely buyers who are on the sidelines right now. They're not doing deals because they feel like they want to just wait it out. But I remember in 2020 when Biden won, and there were some like hardcore Republican friends of mine, which I don't have political leanings either way, guys. I think they all suck. But some of my really, really conservative friends were like, the entire economy is going to go to crap. They're like, I'm going to get out of real estate. And I don't know, maybe 6 weeks later they were calling like, hey, you got a house? And they survived. I can't say the economy was like anything to write home about over the last 4 years, but we survived. So I feel like regardless of the result, we always survive. We always figure it out. So stick to the fundamentals, stick to the basics, you know, buy low, get a good deal, right? Really, really, really pay attention to your leverage if you're using it, and get cash flow, right? Buying stuff that's like negative cash flow or that doesn't cash flow, one little thing goes wrong and you can go belly up. I'd stay away from stuff like that. But you got good cash flow, you got good equity, you're buying right. You don't got to do, you know, dozens and dozens of deals. Do one deal a year. One deal a year, and in 5 years, you can retire. How's that sound? What do you think of that, Henry? He's ready. He's ready to retire. But if you guys enjoyed this, I'd say just leave me a comment down there. You guys don't leave me enough comments. Like, I get, you guys, some of you guys will hit the like button. You're like half not lazy. And then some of y'all will leave a comment. Those are the real cool ones. But like, I feel like, you know, video gets a few thousand views and like a couple of you are saying something, that's kind of lame. But Venice is turn to walk now. I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day. What's her problem? She don't like you, Bobby. Come on, Venny. Not you, Henry. Venice, let's go. No, wrong dog. Venice, come on, sweetie. I don't know what it is. Well, I think it's me. Come on, Ven. Let's go. All right, guys. I'm gonna try to coax this dog into taking a walk. She's a little scared of Bobby. But you guys have a beautiful rest of your month, and I'll see you in the next one.